Okay, we're back. This is part two. Just got done telling you about this album. This is the very first Elvis album, one of the first ones I came in contact with. This was my my aunt and uncle's Elvis Pure Gold, great album. This is a great album I've had since I was young. Listened to. I played the Pure Gold album more. Now this is Elvis Separate Ways. I always liked this jacket, but I remember this as a kid in the 80s, as a young child seeing this at my great aunt and uncle's house. Yeah. Take a quick look at the disc. Separate Ways is a great song. Without even looking, I slipped, I stumbled, I fell. I know that's on there. This isn't too bad. You put this on the Camden label. The Old Shep's a tough song I have trouble listening to. It's such a sad, that song makes me cry hearing that song. Elvis has so much emotion in that, like he's putting his own dog down. But beautiful album. Sentimental Me, I remember. What Now, What Next Were Two is good. Yeah, I haven't played these in a long time. I'll have to play them and get them fixed up a little better here and start listening to them more often. Getting back into vinyl again after I still collect. I'm collecting actively actually, but to actually spend time listening to them and enjoy and get them organized, I want to spend time to get that done. And actually, even these, none of these are really going to go anywhere, but the rest of my collection I plan on downsizing and getting it smaller. Separate Ways. Let's throw this here like this. And this album here goes back to when I was a child too. This was released, I think, not long after he passed away, within a year or so. And this was on it when I already got it, when I came in contact. I guess a kid did that, but I kind of put my initials in my name, and I scratched it out later when I was still young. And I also had an indexing system. You'll just see it on these first four albums. But this album also from the 80s as a kid, I remember. And tells a story about him in the Sun years and everything. This is probably one of the only Sun albums I have of him, actually. So I'll show this to this one too. Yeah, some of them are just discs. One's an empty jacket and some are just discs, just to let you know. So I never really see this one too much in the collections. I don't know on the videos, but that side too. And unfortunately, I put my name on there too, but I was young and didn't know any better. At least I just did it to the one side. So at least the label on the other side is still pristine. This would be the fourth album I ever came in contact with. This was from my family friend, Sugar. Actually, she gave me so many record albums, and even one that used to be my mother's that she left over in the 60s or 70s, I think, her house. But in about 1990-ish, 1990, 1991, I got this. So I was only 10 years old, and this is when I really kind of started collecting. Elvis, You'll Never Walk Alone, on that Pickwick label. I'll show you guys this one. It's like a colorful pea that spins around. And this one's actually mono. But great album. You'll Never Walk Alone, Who Am I? I'll show you the track list. Definitely the back of the jacket, some detail, let you see them. Yeah. Gotta try to check the whole package, at least both sides of them. You'll Never Walk Alone, Who Am I? Let Us Pray, Peace in the Valley, We Call on Him, I believe. If It Is No Secret, Sing You Children. Sing You Children I like. Let Us Pray I like on here, two of my favorites. I like the way the beat picks up on them. I believe one of them is in Change of Habit. Let us pray, I believe, from Change of Habit. This I got in an antique store. Now we're jumping to 1999. This I got in an antique store in 1999 in Mount Pleasant, PA. Elvis Sings Hits from His Movies, Volume 1. This is another Camden album. A lot of big Elvis collectors probably have all these individual albums. So, plus 2 bonus tracks: Guitar Man, Big Boss Man, Down by the Riverside, When the Saints Go Marching In, They Remind Me Too Much of You, Confidence, Frankie and Johnny, Guitar Man, Long-Legged Girl with the Short Dress On, You Don't Know Me, How Would You Like to Be, Big Boss Man, Don't You Hear Me When I Call. Okay, and Old MacDonald. Now this record here, I used to have the jacket to this. Now this isn't necessarily Elvis singing, but it's an interesting album, and I have to get another copy of it. Now the disc, actually, I noticed there's no jacket on it. Unfortunately, I found it had a tight crack in it, and it's a shame because this is actually really nice shape. Someone, it's got some scratches, light ones, and sat somewhere for a long time, but unfortunately there's a tight crack in it, so I have to get another copy of this. I'll try to go to my local record shop to give them the business, instead of getting it on eBay. But I forget where I got this from. This is the Johnny Mansingers, Ballads of the King. Hold up the label a little closer there. And they do really, if you like Elvis music a lot and you want to hear a different take, especially from quite a while ago when these songs were not as old when they were newer, it's a nice chorus group and orchestra. Sing Surrender, Are You Lonesome Tonight, Don't Ask Me Why, Loving You, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, Don't, It's Now or Never, Love Me Tender. The picture just has a crown of a king's crown on the cover, is all it has, with blue. No picture of Elvis to my knowledge, but I think just a crown. It's Now or Never, Love Me Tender, Any Way You Want Me, That's the Way I'll Be, As Long as I Have You, One Night, and Love Me. All their choral, chorus versions of that nice singing group. Elvis, I Got Lucky. I got this, I think, about the year 2000 from the McKinneys. This is another Pickwick, like that one label I showed you. Elvis Sings Flaming Star. That's the back. Includes Flaming Star, Wonderful World, Nightlife, Too Much Monkey Business, She's a Machine, Yellow Rose of Texas, and others. Moody Blue. I got this about 2000 even. This, I believe, was in a collection that my dad actually brought for me, or I got around that same time. Funny thing about my father, my dad claimed, said that my mother thought he looked like Elvis, and I could kind of see that. When my dad was younger, didn't have any facial hair. My dad actually naturally had jet black hair, actually. And my late father. So, he looked like me, yeah. He said, my grandmother thought he looked like Elvis at one point. I actually have an 8-track tape of Elvis. I think it's just his Welcome to My World Elvis. That picture of Elvis actually reminds me of my father. Ironically enough, because it's like a painting of him, a depiction, and it kind of more looks like my father in a way, to an extent. But there's my Moody Blue with the blue disc. I have to show the blue disc. I hear that black on a record guide or a record book, that black copies, if that actually has black vinyl from the initial release, those are less common and supposed to be worth a lot more money. Like if it was when it first came out. So Elvis in concert, gatefold. Nice photos of him. I believe it or not, and I still have it somewhere. I have this actually on 8-track tape first, and heard it for the first time on 8-track tape cartridge, probably About 1997, 97, 98 I've had this, but this I got later. The tag would tell me it's from a store. It's been closed for a good decade, so probably like in the late, early 2000s I got the vinyl copy. But I originally had this on a double play 8-track tape. And this has a special label, which I'll show. It has Elvis written like that. Great album. Show the back of it. Show the track listing. A lot of tracks there. So I'm just going to hold it up and closer. I love his version of Herd on this. I mean, all the songs he does on this live performance album. Some of the last performances he did. His father thanking everybody for the letters and, showing us, you can hear his grief. It's on this. Just so sad. No matter how old you are and how old your kids get, that's one thing you never want to see happen. So I couldn't imagine what Vernon and his family was going through. Now this is a set I never had the jackets to. Like I said, these come in collections. They'll be dirt cheap or mixed in other collections. Elvis 50 years, 50 hits. I don't have the jackets. I have them in sleeves. It's a special collection, I guess, on RCA Special Products. Show you the labels because I don't want this video to take too long. Here's this must have been a 2-record set, I guess. Elvis in Hollywood. It says, I just noticed it said record 1. I don't have the jacket to it. Has Jailhouse Rock, Rockahola, Kissin' Cousins, Wild in the Country, Fun Acapulco, Follow That Dream. Great songs. This one's just called Elvis. This might be his first album. Sure. I just realized that this might be his first album. I'm not sure. This might be another special product set. Big Hunk of Love, Return to Sender. I have my mother's 1970s 45 of Return to Sender somewhere. So, Good Luck Charm, Stuck on You. All Shook Up, Don't. Don't's a good song. Another one of those Elvis 50 years, 50 hits records. Now this one actually is from the late 50s or early 60s at the latest, but